Today we're going to be checking out the Vagabond, the new Brent Hinds signature Woodrite guitar. So this is my first experience with Woodrite. Steve reached out to me, and Steve also, as you may know, is the head and face of Does It Doom, and Woodrite is his guitar company. And I've been looking at them for a while because they have some cool designs like the Barbarian, and this thing is pretty rad. Now, they reached out to me because I had said I thought that it looked cool. I'm also a huge Mastodon fan, as I've made no secret on the channel. Absolutely love Brent Hinds. Was lucky enough to meet him years ago at, I think it was my first NAMM show at the Orange booth when he was still with Orange Amplification. He's with Victory now. So I was absolutely down to check this out. As a matter of fact, I think they said I'm going to be the first person to demo it, which I'm super honored. It's so cool, and it's a great guitar, so let's actually get into the features. So this is a V, as you can see, although I can't get all of it into frame here, but you'll see it more when I play it. And it has this awesome silver burst finish. I am a sucker for silver burst. And you can see it's also on the back, and that runs all the way down the neck and to the headstock as well. And then it has this, wonderful Macassar ebony board on here with these cool, they call them mastoglyph inlays. And again, you'll see more of that once we get to the in and out of mix. And then it has wonderful stainless steel jumbo frets. I love stainless steel frets. They're my favorite because they don't wear out and patina like nickel do, so they always just feel so smooth and glassy. Along with that Macassar ebony, this thing just feels like butter. It feels so good to play. The body on this is a mahogany. The neck is also mahogany with this nice white binding on it. The binding, feels nice on the sides. It looks great, but also, of course, that's going to add some stability to it. It is a 24 3/4 inch scale length, so kind of a traditional scale length. So nothing that you'd want to go like super crazy low tuned on, but is absolutely perfect for the D standard drop C and drop A that Mastodon like to play in. You got, two-nomatic bridge and tailpiece, and then it has these proprietary pickups. These are the Woodrite Barbarian pickups, these here. Now, they are not normally what I would go for. They're much more of a paffy kind of thing, definitely lower output. I'm sure Brent loves that. I know he likes kind of older kinds of stuff, but personally, I'm actually not a huge paff kind of guy. I like higher output, chunky pickups. I like it when it drives my gear, my pedals, my amps. I found with these, I had to actually boost the amplifier, even on the higher gain channel, just to kind of get the saturation and kind of attack and everything that I wanted. But I will say for these, it's not that they sound bad or anything like that. It's just I prefer a chunkier pickup. As a matter of fact, typically the problem I have with a lot of PAF style pickups is they tend to be kind of a little bit of bright and twangy, I feel like there's not a ton of low end to them because they don't have a ton of windings. I feel like there's too much top end. It's hard for me to kind of deal with that. It's pushing too much of a frequency I find harsh or that I don't want in my mix. But these actually didn't have that problem at all, even while boosted. They're pretty chunky, fairly mid-rangey and warm, just not super high output. And that neck pickup is really, really good for cleans. It's just gorgeous for cleans. So it's not that these pickups are bad, just not personally my taste. Grover tuning machines, super solid. Grovers are great. I really like this headstock that's kind of, non-traditional, 4 on one side, 2 on the other with a little bit of that notch out of it. I think it looks great, kind of really sets the brand apart. I really do just love the aesthetics of the guitar, but more than the aesthetics too, it just plays really good. Like I was saying before, like the tuning stability on this thing is fantastic. The setup on it came over great. The intonation was great. The action was great. It just feels really good to play and kind of gets out of your way, which is what you want. Immediately I felt inspired to start writing some cool riffs. And it's also really balanced too. So it's a V, and when it hangs on you, it doesn't ever neck dive. I didn't have that problem at all. Hung on me about, in the kind of like 45-degree angle that you want it to. So all in all, just fantastic. I do really like the little fins here at the bottom too that just set it apart from being, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's these little notches here at the bottom where it's not totally flat, like it lifts up there, and I think it just adds a little something. And these do come with a molded case too. It was shipped to me to borrow on a fantastic case, which, I mean, it can be hard to find V cases because they're so big and oddly shaped, so it's good that they include that as well. This all in all is a fantastic guitar. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't compare this to his old Epiphone signature. I actually remember carrying that at a Samash that I worked in years and years ago. Feels like a lifetime now. But I remember getting those in and I was stoked about it because we had gotten that in as well as some of the Bill Kelleher LTD stuff, his old olive green, like satin finish EC guitar. And I really like that. So it was, we got his Brent Hinds in, and I was stoked for it. I like the picture on the back of the headstock. And then I just played it and did not like it. The neck was the main thing. And I've seen that brought up while posting this guitar and seeing it around and people asking about the neck. The neck on that one was pretty big, vintagey. It just felt awkward to me. And that thing also, because it had such a big neck, had a problem with neck dive. This doesn't have that problem at all. Like I said, the neck dive's not a problem, but the profile for the neck is what they call a medium C. So it's a C profile already. That's more comfortable for me, more rounded. And while it's not the tiniest shreddy neck ever, it's definitely not big. It's not like a vintage, like late 50s, like kind of Gibson-y neck. It's not a baseball bat. It's not huge by any means. It's super comfortable. So I think comparing those two, I definitely like this guitar a lot better than that old Epiphone one. So I think I covered everything. Oh, the pickups, those Barbarian pickups. Those are Alnico 5, by the way. I forgot to mention the type of magnet there, but they're Alnico 5. So again, not ceramic, not high output, anything like that. But for people that enjoy lower output pickup, they're definitely great. And I was pleasantly surprised they weren't really twangy, like I said. But I think that covers just about everything here. Let's actually just kind of mess around with this outside of a mix so we can kind of hear those pickups, see a little bit more of the guitar. The in mix, I was doing my best to kind of channel some Mastodon. Their style is really out there and kind of like hard. As much as a Mastodon fan I've been for over half of my life at this point. If that doesn't make me feel old, it certainly will make the guys in Mastodon feel old. Even still, they have a very unique style that was hard to replicate, but I hope at least I got in the ballpark. So like I said, to get the higher gain tones, I did have to boost my amp. So I had this running directly into a Fortin modded TS9. And then that was going into the lead channel, the BEOD channel of my Freeman BE50 Deluxe. And then that was going into the Two Notes Captor X with my own personal blend of a DV77 and VM1265 speaker. It's mostly a DV77, just a tiny bit of VM1265 for mid-range flavor. You can actually get that down below if you would like to check that out too. So that was the in-mix setup, and of course we're going to do the same setup for out-of-mix. When I'm playing the higher gain stuff, I am going to have that overdrive on. You'll see that on screen with the settings. Once I kick that off, that'll go away. We'll still be playing some, kind of mid-gainy tones with those lower output pickups, and then at one point I will also switch to the clean channel of my BE50 Deluxe, and at that point there will be my Strymon reverb on in the background just for some extra prettiness. But let's check it out. So like I said, I really do like the guitar. I've really been enjoying it. I felt at home on it right after getting everything, tuned up on the thing. Perfect intonation, very good setup. Like I said, tuning stability is rock solid. It feels very glassy and smooth to play. Doesn't ever get in the way. One other thing I forgot to bring up is it does actually, hold on. It actually has this really nice neck joint. As you can see here, it's at a bit of an angle, and the angle goes away from where the hand is, so you don't have any problem getting in here and hitting all those shreddy high notes if you would like. And something else I forgot to say too while going over everything is this is 22 frets. So, older school kind of scale link, older school kind of 22 frets. So you're not going to get that 2480 shred thing going on, but that's okay. I don't shred very much. It's not a big deal. I don't really shred all that much. Just all in all, a fantastic guitar. I think it's awesome that Steve reached out and likes what I do enough. I guess he dug some of the other videos I've done for Does It Doom, but reached out and had me demo this. I'm actually kind of sad how much I like it. and how big of a Mastodon fan that I am, that I do have to send it back. But you know, who knows? Maybe I'll have to pick up one or one of their other cool models in future. That being said, I will have a link down below if you'd like to check out anything from Woodrite. I would be curious if you've tried anything or are interested, like maybe in that cool Matt Pike model, especially. I think he has a 9-string signature out with him right now, which is wild. But not like in the genty way, like, you know, octave stuff for doing cool doom and sludgy things. Again, would love to know your thoughts. Put those comments down below. Thanks for watching. Stay metal.